Welcome to OTCL 620 for week number 5. You are now over the hump. You are more than halfway through the course. Pretty exciting. I'm really pleased with your performances in this class. You're really doing well. This week, you will investigate the PL stem. Now, the textbook emphasizes on page 309, you don't have to memorize the whole paradigm for the stem, as my professor did and pointed it out by repeating it. In this list, in the first paragraph, they point to some important diagnostic features. Just learn those. How much easier is that? If you have the call down, the rest of it should be easy. Who said Hebrew grammar was difficult? Well, maybe it could be a little bit challenging. If you still don't get the differences in these stems and all the work that you're doing on the Hebrew verb, you might go back to chapter 12 of your textbook, which describes carefully the various things about the Hebrew verb. That may help you out. Very often, as your textbook states, the PL is used to show some form of intensity of the same verb, but only if that verb also occurs in the call. For that, you really need to look it up in a lexicon. However, some verbs don't occur in both stems, and it's difficult to say that the PL form really is something intensive. But this can be a helpful distinction when you're trying to work through this particular stem at the beginning. Very distinctive form-wise to this stem is the dagesh in the middle radical of the root of every form. And as you probably have already guessed, this can create some difficulties in working with the weak verbs. That's taken up in chapter 27 this week. Beginning on page 316, your textbook has an excellent exposition of part of the book of Exodus. It's a really short essay. It presents a clear basis for understanding the actions of God in the plagues on Egypt. It was not vengeance, although that's something he could have done. Rather, it was a challenge to Pharaoh's knowledge. Pharaoh had said, "I don't know this God." And God must have said, "Oh, okay, well, I'll let you find out about him." Chapter 27 deals with the weak verbs in the PL stem. Most of the weak verbs maintain the diagnostic features that you've seen in the strong verbs in the previous chapter. The only real difficulties are those that are weak in the middle. At the end of chapter 27, there is more of an exposition on the book of Exodus, dealing with the name of God, which I think is very important. In my tradition of mentioning books, I'm going to mention Bauer Leander's Historische Grammatik der Hebräischen Sprache. And if you read German, this will be very helpful. He deals with the orthography of Hebrew, which is what you're dealing with in this book. Unfortunately, it's in German. Now, there are some other books that will help you out as well. But perhaps, and I think it's worth learning German to be able to use some of the very many different kinds of tools that are available to us. I hope you have a great week and do well. You have a quiz this week as well, and I think seeing how you are all performing, I think you're really going to do well. I'm excited about how you're going to be able to use all this material in your messages, in your sermons, your Bible studies. Please let me know if you do. And go ahead and work through the passages. And, do you have Hebrew Bible? Be a good thing to have one and start reading it. Have a great week. Lord bless you.